Though, Fox 10 News is digging deeper into just how the bond process works. Again, Cedric Burrows, the man we just talked about, made a $250,000 bond just 5 days after his arrest. Fox 10 News reporter Candace Murphy spoke with jail bond agencies and the sheriff's office, and here's what she found out.
When a suspect is arrested, some cases come with preset bonds, while other bonds are set by the judge. But the purpose is to make sure that individual shows up in court.
We guarantee a defendant's appearance in court, whether their bond is $1 or their bond's $1 million. Every case is assessed for the dollar amount and the risk of the defendant with his previous history and the charge he has now.
Chris McNeil with Metro Bonding says there are 4 types of bonds in Alabama: corporate surety, property bonds, individual surety bonds, and cash bonds.
Corporate surety, which is a professional bail bond company. There's property bonds in which a homeowner would put his property up for a defendant. There's signature bonds where the court allows family or friends to sign a bond for a defendant, and there's cash bonds where the total amount of the bond is put up in cash with the court.
McNeil says each bond is a case-by-case situation.
Every bond's a risk, every bond's assessed for what it is, and then the bonding company writes the bond based on the risk.
Now, how much that bond is set for, well, that's up to the judge.
The judges set varying bonds based on the seriousness of the charge, what they believe is sufficient to get them to return to court.
McNeil says on larger monetary amounts, he wants to see the defendant.
A lot of times on the bigger bonds, I want to see them every week, so they come and they check in with me every week and they make a payment with me every week, and I want to see their face in my office and see that they're reporting to me just like a probation officer.
Sheriff Cochran says in cases where it seems the same individual is arrested for numerous times, there is an explanation for that.
Sometimes they're out on bond, sometimes they've already been sentenced, served part of their time and been released, and sometimes the charges are dismissed on them.
Cochran says most of the time, bonds work.
Are they willing to lose that amount of money, or are they going to come back to court? And more times than not, people come back to court when they're supposed to.
Reporting in Mobile, Candace Murphy, Fox 10 News.
And again, Candace Murphy reporting. McNeil says bail bond companies are just like other businesses. Some bonds are financed and others are paid in full up front.